What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Alphonso Speaks, and welcome to more of the Darrell Brooks Waukesha Christmas Parade trial. I hope you guys had a great holiday. I know I sure did. Yes, that is a picture of a cat in the background. What are you going to do about it? Okay? If you got a problem with cat people, you got a problem with me. And a lot of my subscribers. Don't mess with us. We don't play around. Neither do our cats. Okay? This is a great gift that I got from a friend, and it was awesome. Alright? And it's going to be up there on the set from now on. So I hope you guys like pictures of cats, because it's not going anywhere. Ever. Anyway, we got more Darrell Brooks content. Today is Detective Casey. And I'm just let you know, it's a long one. It's a very, very long one. We're going to watch it at 1.25 speed, but it's a very, very long testimony. So show your boy some love. Like, share, subscribe, please. Come on now. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm watching this whole thing. Like, share, subscribe for me. Okay? Before we get started with that, housekeeping. Kenichi Bear Headphones, you already know what it is. Save yourself 15%. Use a promo code Alphonso, all caps. I do identify by that name, and I do know that individual, and you all have the subject matter jurisdiction to get yourself a brand new pair of Hibernation 5C headphones today. Get it for your grandkids, your kids, yourself, anybody. Got a boo? They're going to love them. Make sure you get some, okay? Let's get into this testimony, though, all right? Detective Casey, like I said, it's a long one. And as you guys already know, I'm a stay-at-home dad right now, okay? So, right on cue. You're going to hear my son in the background. It just is what it is, okay? He's awesome. He's not going anywhere either. So, if you guys hear random roars in the background, just know it's my 4-year-old, and he's having the time of his life.
Detective Casey, what is your current employment?
I'm employed by the City of Waukesha Police Department.
And what is your rank?
I'm a detective.
How long have you worked in law enforcement?
Over 25 years.
And, directing your attention to the date of November 21, 2021, were you on duty that day, sir?
Yes, I was.
In what capacity?
Well, my rank was detective, but I was assigned to the Christmas Parade as traffic control.
Okay. Just helping out?
Just helping out.
All right. And have you patrolled the Christmas Parade in the past, sir?
Yes, I have for many years.
Okay. And the parade's always held on Main Street in downtown Waukesha, is that right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. But what time did you report to the parade route?
That day, myself and 3 other people started at 1 p.m.
And where'd you go?
My position was on White Rock Avenue and East Main Street.
Okay. And as a detective, you typically dress in plain clothes, is that correct?
Typically.
That day, were you in plain clothes or a police uniform?
I was in a police uniform.
Could you describe that for the jury, please?
I had a jacket on that had shoulder patches on each side. I had a hat that had said police on the top of it. And I had a neon vest on that said police on the front and back of it.
Were you driving a squad car?
I had an unmarked squad with me, and I also had a marked Ford Explorer with me.
And the unmarked squad, are there any red and blue emergency lights on that squad?
Yes, there are.
In more than one location?
Yes, the front, rears, and then the sides.
Okay. At your post there on White Rock and Main Street, did you have your unmarked squad parked there?
Yes, I did.
And then there was also a marked squad parked there?
Correct.
Were the red and blue lights activated on those squads?
Yes, they were.
What was the purpose in activating the red and blue lights?
To notify traffic that the road was closed down, make it easier to see.
Okay. And you said you reported for duty at 1 p.m.?
Yes.
And about what time was it when you actually went down to the parade route and shut down that intersection?
Right when I got there at 1 p.m.
Okay. So that area was closed since 1 p.m. that afternoon?
Correct. So the area on White Rock Avenue between Niagara and Main Street is the staging area for the parade floats when they come in. So they close that area about 3 hours earlier before the parade starts.
I see. What was the weather like that day?
It was very cold and windy out.
What time was the parade supposed to start?
4 p.m.
And do you know about how many units were participating in the parade?
There were 67 units that were assigned that day.
And all of them are told to report to the staging area to line up before they get onto the parade route, is that right?
Correct. The roadway is closed in my position, and they're all supposed to enter from the north and come south.
Okay. How many spectators would you estimate were present at the parade?
Oh, there had to be at least 5,000 people that were there. The parade route is about 0.6 of a mile long. The sidewalks were packed. There were some people in the roadway, so we estimate that there was probably at least 5,000 people watching the parade that day.
Okay. And you're obviously aware, sir, that there was a tragic event that occurred as the parade was underway, correct?
Correct.
Do you know of the 67 units that you told us about, how many units were impacted directly by the conduct of Mr. Darrell Brooks?
There was 8 units that all had people that were injured during the parade.
And you know which units those are, or which groups those are?
Yes, I do.
Why is he not objecting to his name? He just let that one slide. I was waiting for it to see if he would say anything. He never said anything. And she flat out said, like, that was probably one of the most damning ways she could have said, his name. She was like, how many units were impacted by the conduct of Mr. Darrell Brooks? Like usually they'll just say something like, Mr. Brooks, do you have any objection or anything like that? Like something pretty much harmless when you think about it. It's like a harmless statement. Do you have any objection, Mr. Brooks? No, she said, hey, Mr. Brooks caused this. How many people were affected? Like, and he had no objection. That's crazy. Like, he's so inconsistent.
If I were to show you video of those groups early in the parade route before the SUV goes through, would you be able to identify those groups for us and tell us a little bit about each one?
Certainly.
All right. Just to be clear, sir, well, if we could please put up Exhibit 1. It's the easiest way to ask my question.
Exhibit 1 will be published.
Quickly run to the state to be called that name. I do not recognize the name.
Oh, there it is. There's his objection. Never mind. Never change, Darrell. Never change.
Your objection is noted, it's overruled.
So, again, the direction of travel for the parade is what? Which direction, sir?
The parade starts in this area right here.
Okay.
This here is the station area, and it travels this way, which is southwesterly fashion, and then it proceeds this direction, which is west.
Okay. So, the units that were struck first by the SUV were near the end of the parade, correct?
Near the end or maybe the middle. There were still some parades that haven't even started the parade around yet, and there were some that had already finished.
Okay. And so we'll just play these videos, please, and I'm going to ask you again as we play them to identify the various groups that were impacted. So
I don't think there's anything too graphic in these videos that they're going to show, but if there are, I will cut it out for you guys because I don't want you guys to have to see all that. It's just too much.
Attorney Hopper, any request as relates to the annotation?
no, I don't think so, not at this time, Your Honor. We can let that one go.
All right, Mr. Brooks, any request as it relates to the annotation?
I don't understand what is annotation.
Next time, wait. The monitor, the touch screen made annotations, made marks. We've been capturing it. The state said they were not asking that an exhibit be made. Unfortunately, they're no longer on there. So we won't have the specific markings. Would you have wanted those markings to be captured? Okay, because I would give instructions to Detective Casey to redo them if you wanted.
No.
All right, then go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to ask, we're going to preview Exhibit 10, please. Do you see the beginning of Exhibit 10 on your screen, sir?
No, I do not.
It should be. It might take a second or two.
I have an image on there now.
Okay. Do you recognize that image?
Yes, I do.
And do you know Exhibit 10 to be a video clip?
Yes, I do.
Looking at it right now, do you recognize the group that is displayed on that first screenshot, I guess, from the video that's displayed?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and what group do you see there, sir?
The Catholic Communities of Waukesha.
Okay. And do you believe this clip that we're about to show the jury will be a truthful and accurate representation of the parade units as they entered the parade route?
Objection, you're saying.
Overruled.
Yes, I do believe that they do.
Okay. Move to admit number 10 and permission to publish, Your Honor.
For the record, how long is Exhibit 10?
It is 3 minutes and 31 seconds, Your Honor.
Any position by
Objection.
Mr. Brooks?
Objection to the grounds.
Your objection is noted. It's overruled.
Where are the grounds?
Permission. The Exhibit 10 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
Where are the grounds?
Where are the grounds, Your
Mr.
Honor?
Brooks, your objection is noted.
Where are the grounds?
It's overruled.
Where are the grounds, Your Honor?
I'll answer this. I believe the evidence is relevant to the charges in this case.
Detective Casey, before we begin playing the video, what do you see? Could you please describe for the jury and orient them to what they're seeing at this point?
So this would be the Catholic communities of Waukesha. They would be marching westbound on Main Street, which is at the early beginning of the parade. And the cross street there would be East Avenue, and the church behind them should be St. Matthias Church.
Okay. And do they have a banner in front of their group as they march down the road?
Yes, they do.
Okay. To your knowledge, sir, you've seen many videos from this parade, correct?
Correct.
And you saw some of these units, at least as they entered the route, correct?
Correct.
Did the Catholic community of Waukesha, did the participants for that group wear any specific clothing or uniforms, to your knowledge?
No, they do not.
The objection is noted. It's overruled, and the answer may stand.
And to your knowledge, did they walk in any sort of formation?
It was just a random formation. Sometimes they changed a little bit as they were walking.
Okay. Please play. And now at about the 24-second mark, what's the next unit coming into the screen?
The dancing grannies.
Okay. And they had a banner?
Correct.
Okay.
And the women on.
It's kind of crazy to me watching, you know, the people walk down the parade before the terror starts, because, you know, they're not expecting any of this stuff to happen. So, like, it all just looks normal. Like, this looks like a happy home family video or something like that, you know. Oh, you know, remember when we marched down this parade? Yeah, let's watch it again. You know what I mean? Like, you know, my dad recorded a full season of my little league football when I played when I was younger. And like we still have it on DVD, so like I can go back and like watch it, you know, all the time. Now imagine if during one of those times that he was recording a game, somebody came and just like shot up the game or something. Like, how different would that footage be? You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy. Like, everyday, normal, happy-go-lucky life just turning into terror, just like that. It's wild.
On the left hand.
What's also wild is like watching people push strollers down this parade route and knowing that Darrell Brooks did not care about that at all. Like, this man was running through men, women, children, babies. It didn't matter. He was just running through everybody. It's absolutely insane.
Hand side of the screen is Virginia Sorensen.
On the left-hand side of the screen, or the left-hand side of the street.
Objection. That was not the question asked, who the person was.
I'll sustain the objection. The answer was non-responsive. I'll strike it. Next question. She'll disregard the last answer provided by Detective Kesey.
All right. Actually, we're just going to play this, and we won't identify any people at this point. To your knowledge, sir, did the dancing grannies have a uniform?
Yes, they did.
Do you remember generally what it looked like?
It was a blue dress. They had hats. They had some lights around them.
Okay.
White tennis shoes.
Okay. And did they march in a formation, to your knowledge?
Yes, they did.
Okay. Please play.
So he was saying one of those, holding the banner, one of those women is Virginia Sorensen, one of the victims that lost their life. So I don't know if this is like minutes away, or, you know, maybe half a minute or so away from Darrell Brooks running down the parade. And of course, remember that we're watching this in 1.25 speed, so they're not dancing this fast, just so you guys are aware. It's a long testimony, so we're trying to make sure we can get through.
What's that
all
vehicle,
of it.
sir?
It's a support vehicle for the dancing grannies.
All right. Did you happen to see that? No, strike that. All right. So that they had a banner in front and then a white, looked like SUV type vehicle at the rear of their group?
Yes.
Okay. Now that was the 146 mark. I paused, and we will continue to play. And if you could please pause at the 205 mark, which unit is this, please?
This would be Citizens Bank.
And did these participants have a uniform or something that would be recognizable?
Not really uniform, but a couple of ladies got together and wore the same pants and jackets over top, and then some Santa hats.
Okay. And they had this float associated with their unit?
Yes.
Okay. Did they march in a formation to your knowledge?
No, just sort of random. They were handing out candy, walking around, and no specific place.
Okay. Play. Pause. What's the next unit?
This would be Extreme Dance.
And do you know about how many people are involved with this unit?
Objection, irrelevant.
Overruled. You may answer.
I would estimate about 35 girls, younger age, varying.
Okay. And again, they started with a banner in the front.
Yes.
Did they have a support vehicle involved as well?
Yes, pickup truck that there were 2 people in the back of the bed, which were resupplying the candy for the people that were marching.
Okay. Did these girls have a certain uniform?
Yes, they did.
What do you remember about their uniform?
Black tights, black sweater, white tennis shoes, and they all had a headband on
Okay.
that lit up.
To your knowledge, did they march in formation?
The girls in the front, there was 4 different groups of girls based on sort of their age and their ability. The girls in the front had more of a formation than some of the tiny tots that were in the back.
Okay. Play.
Again, like, just look at that. There's tiny kids
All
everywhere.
right, that's the end of that clip. I'd like to show you another clip that's been marked as State's Exhibit number 11 so that we can continue with the parade units, please. We'll preview it for you, sir.
Objection, what's the relevancy?
You can't object and say what's the relevancy before we even see the exhibit. And like, he thinks this is making him look good to the jury. This is what's so like mind-boggling about his approach. Like, bro, you're looking like the biggest jerk in the world to the jury because you won't shut up, because you keep trying to sabotage evidence. Hey, like, news alert, I don't know if you ever know this, but the more you try to sabotage evidence, the more it looks like you have something to hide. So maybe, I don't know, just shut up and take your L.
As noted, it is overruled. And you may question the witness regarding the exhibit.
Thank you.
I would note for Mr. Brooks that in addition to being relevant to the charges, it also goes to background and context.
He knows all this
Background to the
already.
event.
He literally already knows this. He knows
That
it's
led
relevant.
up to
Like
all
detail,
of these charges, the reason for why we're here.
detail background.
It's regarding the parade, sir.
Like, bro is not stupid.
I don't understand, but okay. Don't understand.
Your statement's noted for the record.
By the way, I hope you guys are staying healthy this holiday season. A lot of people that I know are getting COVID around Christmas time. This is crazy. It happens like every year. Does the same thing happen for you guys? Because like every year it seems like friends, family, all that type of stuff, they just get COVID around this time. Every single year. It never fails. I don't understand. Like, they'll go the entire year without it. Like, and even into like the winter months, like January, February, they'll go through those months, no COVID. But like, let December hit, boom, positive test. It's the weirdest thing. Skipping ahead so we can get rid of some of this dead space here.
I appreciate everyone's patience. I apologize.
It's
all
okay.
right, sir.
It's okay, Attorney Sue Hopper. We're patient here at Alphonso Speaks. I love you. My subs love you. We're good. We're good. Take your time. I can skip through it. I'm not watching this in real time. We're good.
You now see the front screen of State's Exhibit number 11, correct?
Yes, I do.
And it's upright.
Correct.
Okay. And you have seen State's Exhibit number 11 before, correct?
Yes, I have.
Do you believe it's a
Hold
true?
on, there's been an objection. Are you objecting to the question?
I'm objecting to, is that the same video? I don't see the same person that was directly in the camera view when it was sideways. It looks like a totally different video.
Sir, it's not been admitted yet. The state's laying a foundation for that. And I'm gonna let them continue questioning.
So, Detective Casey, you have seen State's Exhibit number 11 before, correct?
Yes, I have.
And you believe it's a true and accurate representation of the events of November 21, 2021?
Objection,
Yep.
hearsay.
Your objection is noted. It's overruled.
Yes, I do.
All right, move for admission of number 11 and permission to publish, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, any position on the admission of Exhibit
Yes, I
11?
definitely object. This is not the same video that was just attempted to be shown. This is a
definitely
totally
object.
different video.
Mr. Brooks, your objection is noted.
It wouldn't even matter if it was a totally different video. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It doesn't matter at all. They could take a different video and be like, you know what, we want to make this Exhibit 11 instead. They have every right to do that. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing.
There wasn't much testimony about whatever that prior exhibit was, and I'm going off of his.
Right, that's they haven't even published it yet. It's not like they published it and then showed something completely different. They haven't published it yet, so there's been no testimony about it other than laying the foundation. Hey, have you seen this before? Is this a true and accurate depiction? Okay, can we publish this for the jury? They have to get to that point before you start saying, oh, it's a completely different video from what we just showed. Like, bro, it doesn't matter. You don't know what you're doing. That much has been clear throughout the whole trial. You don't know what you're doing. It's only day 2, and it's so obvious you don't know what you're doing.
His testimony about seeing this particular video clip. There's the still image in front of him that he identified he previously reviewed, and it's accurate, true and accurate. So based on that, your objection is noted, but it is overruled.
I live by a loud main street. I'm so sorry.
Receive Exhibit 11. Permission to publish is granted.
The last video then that didn't.
The last video wasn't admitted, sir. There were technical issues. They moved on. We will continue. Go ahead.
Okay, so again, please orient us, Detective Casey.
So we are now a little bit further west on Main Street. This is about maybe 2 blocks west of the last location, and the cross street it would be at is Northwest Barstow Street.
Okay. And what unit is shown on the screen at the moment?
This would be the Waukesha Blazer support vehicle, and then the baseball players come shortly behind it.
Okay. And to your knowledge, did this group walk in any certain formation?
No, they didn't. They walked around. They were also handing out candy, just sort of walking around, mingling with the crowd and themselves.
Okay. And were some of the players wearing their baseball jerseys?
Yes, they were.
And other individuals just had on like hats and coats and nothing discernible, correct?
Objection, irrelevant. Everybody had on coats and hats.
Your objection's noted. It's overruled.
Yo, that is the funniest objection I've heard throughout this whole trial. What are you on, dude? What are you on? Did they have on hats and coats and da-da-da-da-da? Objection, everybody had on hats and coats and you have no idea how much you are proving the state's case. Because they keep asking these questions they are very particular about the questions they're asking and why they're asking them. Because a lot of the questions are serving multiple purposes. Some of the questions, like, oh, what were they wearing? Oh, they were wearing hats and coats and blah, 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 this and that. Okay, so when the witness says, yes, they were, not only does that prove that, Darrell Brooks, you had no business not having a coat on when you were caught, it also proves that like it wasn't a secret that these people were in the road and like all this different stuff. Like you could see all these people and like you knew that there was stuff going on and everything. Like they're taking away your ability to say that you didn't know. They're taking away your ability to say that I didn't need a coat. So everybody else had a coat on except for you, and you're the black one in the city at this point. Look, I got a lot of white subscribers, got a lot of black subscribers, got some Asian subscribers. White people, y'all got a tolerance for the cold that I will never have, ever. Because I'm not built that way, okay? When I go to Green Bay and I'm sitting in Lambeau Field and I'm all bundled up, I got 3 layers on, a scarf, a hat, a hoodie, hand warmers, all that stuff, and then I look to my left and I see a big, buff, white guy with a hairy chest, nothing but overalls on, and maybe a little hat that's not even covering his ears. I know at that point you're built different, especially when that same guy is drinking an ice cold beer. So, in Waukesha, which is around the same temperature as Green Bay, if they're wearing coats and scarves and hats and gloves, mittens, whatever the case may be, what business does your black self have not wearing a coat, a scarf, anything like that? It just continues to prove the point that, dude, you were hiding. You were trying to change your appearance, which we'll get to in later testimony. But let's build the foundation here. They're so smart. This is why lawyers get paid the big bucks to represent plaintiffs and defendants. This is why. Because at the end of the day, they understand not only how to ask a good question of the witness that they have currently, but how to formulate a question that can pay dividends down the road as they continue to present more and more evidence. Like, he doesn't get that. He can't think that far ahead. He's stuck like right in the present moment wherever he is. That's why his folder is never ready. He never has his files out on time. He's always looking for questions because he's not prepared for anything. He's not prepared for what the state is going to do, and he's not even prepared for what he wants to do in court. He's not prepared for anything.
So most of the players had their jerseys on with their numbers on the back, but there was also some coaches that were marching with them, and they just had regular jackets and hats that were on when they were walking.
Okay. Please play.
One of those kids, can't identify him, but one of those kids is Jackson Sparks, the one that lost his life for the Waukesha Blazers baseball team.
All right. At the 38-second mark, we've paused it, or 39 seconds, we've paused it. What's the next unit coming into view?
This would be Buries Logistics. You can see the pickup truck that's pulling float that has the Grinch on the back.
Okay. Please play.
Not gonna lie though, guys, this parade looks awesome, man. Obviously, Voldemort over here ruined it, but...
And now at the 103 mark, we've paused it. What's the next unit coming into view?
This would be the Waukesha South High School marching band.
Go ahead.
Now, if I remember correctly, this group right here took a fat L, man. Like, for real, when they got hit. I haven't watched too many videos of, everybody getting run over, because that's just, like, not my thing. But the ones that I have seen, I do remember a lot of them getting, like, mowed down. And you got to think how much that sucks even more with all those heavy instruments in your hand.
And if you could pause, what's that unit right there in the middle?
Well, there's the mascot first for the Waukesha South Band, and then directly behind that is the Remax Realty support vehicle.
Okay. Is it easy to distinguish the Remax vehicle?
Yes, they had a big hot air balloon basket on the back, and they had a flame that was blowing out the top. That was
Okay.
very noticeable.
Okay.
I saw that.
Please
That was
play.
fire. I mean, yes, that was literally fire, but, like, that's dope. Like, that's crazy. Like, how do you even build that? That looks so cool, bro. And again, guys, I just want to make sure you guys know I am not going to put anything in this video that shows anybody getting run over. You guys don't need to see
And we're
that.
gonna stop it there.
If I have to see it for you, that's fine, but I'm not gonna make you guys, sit through that and watch that. But all the other evidence, we'll watch it for sure.
About the 215 mark, so that's the Remax group going through, correct, sir?
That is correct.
Okay. Are those the 8 units that were most directly impacted by Mr. Brooks' actions on the parade route, sir?
Yep.
I do not recognize that they were consent to be in court.
Your objection's noted, it's overruled.
Yes, they were.
In addition to that, there were some spectators that were injured, is that correct, sir?
Correct. There's, I would say, 3 different groups of people, spectators that were sitting on the side of the roadway that were also injured.
Okay. At some point, did you and other members of the Waukesha Police Department attempt to identify all the individuals who were injured as a result of Mr. Brooks' actions on the parade route?
Objection, I do not consent to being called that name.
Overruled.
Yes, we did.
And about roughly how many people was that?
There are over 60 people that were injured that we identified.
Okay. Were you able, through your investigation detective, to determine where along the parade route each of these individuals were located at the time they were injured?
Yes, we were.
And were you able to map that information so that we can present it to this jury?
Yes.
I'd like to please put up number 15 in preview mode.
Okay.
Detective, do you see State's Exhibit number 15 on the screen?
Not yet.
Okay, sorry. Is it up?
No.
Okay, okay, please tell me when it is.
It is up now.
All right. Can you please identify State's Exhibit 15?
This is a map that I put together that identifies the officers that were on the scene, certain locations of interest that people mentioned when they were interviewed. Also identifies the victims and the deceased that died during the parade event.
Is this an accurate summary of your investigation, sir?
Yes, it is.
Move to admit number 15 and permission to publish.
Mr. Brooks, any position? Your objections noted. The exhibit is received subject to all of the other events laying the foundation for this are ultimately presented to this jury, but you may publish as well.
Thank you. All right, and please, Ms. Gussie, if you could zoom in on the upper right-hand corner again, we'll start there again. All right, so first in the upper right-hand corner, you've designated where the location of White Rock School and the altercation with Miss Erica Patterson that we had testimony about earlier, correct?
Correct.
And then moving down White Rock, we see the location where Sergeant Warner was, correct?
Correct.
And then we'll keep moving down, please. Okay, good. I see your name in the middle of the map, sir. Could you start at that spot and describe what's in that area and then start working down the street towards Buckley?
So at my location, I had 2 vehicles with me, an unmarked Ford Taurus and a marked Ford Explorer. We had put the 2 squads in plastic barricades diagonal, so the parade traffic could continue on westbound, and the vehicular traffic that was on East Main Street and Pleasant Street could make turns, and so we wouldn't obstruct traffic that much.
Could you draw that path for us, what you're referring to?
So the vehicles could continue this way without being stopped.
Okay.
Or the opposite way. And then the flow of the parade came this way down to my location and continued westbound without being obstructed.
Okay. I'm not asking for that to be captured, Your Honor.
Let me ask Mr. Brooks if he's asking that the annotations be captured.
I've already ruled that they wouldn't be.
No, that was for that one particular.
We don't need it on this one.
All right, then it won't be captured. Go ahead and clear.
All right, sir. Through your investigation, were you able to determine who was the first person struck by the defendant's vehicle?
Yes, I was.
And who was that?
Nicole White.
She was with the Remax group?
Yes.
And where was she when she was struck, if you could show us on the diagram?
She was on West Main Street, just west of Northwest Barstow Street.
Okay. And if you could please show us more the bottom of the map, Ms. Gussie?
Hold on, before you move,
Okay?
any request to capture that annotation from the state or the defendant?
No.
Mr. Brooks?
Yes, caption it.
All right, we'll capture that. Will be one.
He literally only wants to capture it because the state said they don't. So that's pretty much his whole strategy. If you guys remember, when he calls witnesses when it comes time for him to make his defense, he only calls the people that the state didn't call, except Erica Patterson. He does call her back. But when it comes to people that the state decided they didn't want to call, he's like, oh, they must be hiding something. I'm going to call them as my witness. None of it helped him.
D.
Actually, this isn't 1, this is 15.
Oh, sorry, 15D.
8.
Yes, 15A. Thank you for that correction.
Okay, now, is it captured, Madam Clerk? I see it, yeah. Okay,
Is that clear now?
please.
Yes.
Okay. The next unit to have been struck by the defendant's vehicle was what?
The Waukesha South Band.
And we see the names of the individuals in the band that were injured by the SUV, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and that location you've identified near the subway and another business known as the Vino Gelato,
Correct.
okay? What was the next, well, I guess the next unit or individuals to be struck were spectators, is that correct?
That is correct. It'd be Charles Green and Lily Green.
And they were near the Martha Merrill bookstore, correct?
They were on Main Street, just west of Casper Street,
Okay.
sitting on a little bump out from the curb.
Okay,
Lily Green.
Okay, real quick. Yeah, so remember I was mentioning the band earlier, right? If you look at the diagram here, remember I told you, like, it looked like everybody in that band took a fat L, like, when he came through. And from the looks of it, yeah, like, that's a lot of people in that band that got run over. Fortunately for them, none of them lost their lives, but I'm sure their bodies were drastically changed. But if you look at it, like, yeah, that's a group that, like, it looks like took the most like injuries. Obviously, the Dancing Grannies is the one that took the most casualties. And I'm looking at it now, and I just noticed, which makes me very upset, that Lola Hospital actually survived. She was hit, but she survived. Her husband did not survive, though. And I think I remember seeing that video. Like, he was trying to maybe help get somebody out of the way, and then he got hit. You gotta think, man, they're like me. I'm not the biggest guy in the world by any means, but I'm on the younger end of the spectrum. I do exercise. I do have muscle. I'm mostly muscle. So for me, I might have a better chance of, like, surviving if I had gotten hit, rather than, like, Willem Hospital didn't stand a chance. None of the Dancing Grannies or anything really stood a chance, because, like, they're older. Their bones are more fragile. You know what I'm saying? It's the natural way of life. When you get up to that age, that, you know, your body is gonna start getting weaker than it was, like, in your prime. Like, right now I'm entering into my prime, right? Like, your 30s and, like, early 40s is really your, like, athletic prime. Like, when you you could say, like, your 20s as well, but, like, you know, I'm entering into, like, that prime of, like, manhood. And, you know, obviously Willem Hospital, you know, he's on the far end, right? Like, AARP type stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, their bodies are, like, a lot more frail. So, like, when I saw him get hit, I don't know if his was, like, instantaneous death. I think when they interview or examine the autopsy specialist, like, she says, like, you know, multiple blunt force traumas, which is, like, what all of them who died of. But, you know, all of the Dancing Grannies, theirs seemed very instant. I mean, even think about Jackson Sparks. He took a couple of days before he, you know, eventually passed away. But I think everybody else that passed away, Jane Kulik, Tamara Duran, Willem Hospital, Jenny Sorensen. I forgot the last lady's name. We'll learn it here in a second. But I believe they died like at the scene almost. I think one of them went to the hospital. I'm not sure. We'll find out as the testimony goes along. I'm just trying to like kind of go off of like what I remember right now. But I say that to say, like, if you look at the Waukesha South Band, all of them survived. All of them survived, and they got absolutely destroyed. Like, if you ever go, I'm not about to put the video on my channel. So if you want it, go somewhere else and find it. But if you ever look at the video and see the Waukesha South Band get mowed down, they got tore up, man. Like, it was bad. But all of them survived. And I have to think that has something to do, obviously, with how they got hit. They didn't get as bad as they got hit. It still wasn't as bad as the Dancing Grannies did. But even still, man, like, that's a testament to how, like, sometimes, like, your age, the way your body is built and stuff can, like, actually save you. And if you know anything about like marching bands and stuff, they're really in shape. They're in like really great shape because they're carrying those big instruments all the time. You know what I mean? They to get ready for the sports seasons. As a band, they run stairs and stuff. They do exercises like football teams be doing. You know what I mean? Like, being in a band is not easy. You gotta kind of have a little bit of athleticism about you, and you definitely have to be like in pretty good shape. So all of them surviving. I think that's just a testament to that. Just something that makes you think when you look at this diagram. But regardless of surviving or not, definitely all their lives were drastically changed, like in ways that they can hopefully recover from. But if they can't, like, you kind of totally understand why.
And they were near the Martha Merrill bookstore, correct?
They were on Main Street, just west of Gasper Street,
Okay.
sitting on a little bump out from the curb.
Okay. And they were spectators?
Yes.
Okay. The next group to have been struck?
It would be, the group is Bears Logistics Group.
Okay. And what business were they struck nearby?
They were by Vasco Social Club.
Okay. Now we need to go to the top of the map again, please. The next unit that was struck by the defendant's SUV?
It'd be the Waukesha Blazers Baseball Club.
And how many individuals with the Blazers were impacted by the SUV?
5 directly.
And their names are listed there on Exhibit 15?
Yes, they are.
And Jackson Sparks' name is highlighted in red. Why?
He's one of the 6 deceased people from this incident.
Okay. The next unit to be impacted?
That would be the Extreme Dance Team.
And
the names associated with that team are listed on Exhibit 15?
Okay, I stand corrected. Maybe it was the Extreme Dance Team that had more help. But there's one like to the left. I wonder who that is. They look like they took even more. I'm just play this thing out and see what they say.
Yes, they are.
And what was the general area in the street where they were impacted? What business?
They were right in front of Mama Ducky's Bakery, or Chef.
Catholic Communities of Waukesha. That's right. That's who took the most injuries. Like, it was bad, man. They got mowed down. It was horrible.
Pam.
Okay.
Straight before the 5 Points in Waukesha, which is an area where Broadway and Main Street cross.
Okay. Can you zoom back into the 5 Point area, please? Okay. And were there any spectators injured in that exact area?
Yes, there were.
And who was that, please?
Isaac Foglia and Deborah Ramirez.
Okay. And then getting through the 5 Points, what was the next group impacted?
It would be Citizens Bank.
Okay. And that was Jane Kulik?
Correct.
And she was fatally injured?
Yes.
Okay. The next group? Or I guess the next group is actually spectators.
Correct. There was 3 children that were sitting on the north side of the roadway on the corner of Clinton Street and West Main, and they were struck by the vehicle when it came through.
What business is located right there?
The Steaming Cup is on the northwest corner of that intersection, so they're very close to that.
Okay. The next unit that was impacted?
That would be the Dancing Grannies.
And that was just past Clinton Street, sir?
Correct, just west of Clinton on West Main Street.
Okay.
Leanna Owen, that's her name. That's her name.
And you've listed the names of the persons that were injured by the defendant's vehicle associated with the Dancing Grannies, correct?
The injured and the deceased.
Okay. And again, you've designated the deceased with red, color red,
Yes,
and the others were just injured.
correct.
Okay. And that was near a couple businesses that you noted on the map, sir?
It took up a very large part of the roadway that was very spread out, but Donnie Boy's Tap, Curry Insurance, those are the two most common businesses in that area.
Okay. And if we could move on to the last group. Sorry. What was the last group to be impacted by the defendant's vehicle?
The Catholic Communities of Waukesha.
And have you listed there the names of all the individuals who were injured by the defendant's vehicle related to the Catholic Communities of Waukesha?
Yes, I have.
Overruled.
I don't identify or consent to be called the defendant.
Your objections noted.
Never mind, that's the stupidest objection I've ever heard in my life. You know, the more that you actually sit and watch this trial in its totality, the more irritated you get with how he's acting. Like, I'll admit, like, if you watch Darrell Brooks in court without really knowing the full scope of everything that he's done, like, if this is brand new to you and you have no idea, like, the details, the people he hurt, the people he killed, you know, his history as a criminal offender, anything like that, and you just see this man for the first time, and, you know, just, like, maybe just watching, like, the Law and Crime highlights or whatever the case may be, you'll be amused by what's going on in court. You'll be like, this guy's hilarious, da 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 da. When you actually watch the trial, and you actually know what he did, you're like, bro, there's nothing I would love more than to slap him upside his head. Especially right now, that's a fresh haircut. That's a fresh haircut. In high school, man, in grade school, you came to school with a fresh haircut, you were getting slapped in the back of the neck. That's how everybody got down. So nothing would please me more than to slap him upside the head exactly how he is right now. Fresh haircut and all, still stinging from the clippers and all of that stuff. Because this guy's a piece of work, man. We're talking about the dozens of people you ran over, the 6 people that you took their lives from them. And you know what? Here's the thing. Who knows the kind of ramifications that some of these people that were injured are going to have in the future, and how their injuries that they sustained in this attack might catch up to them later and end up being the reason why they live a shorter life than they were going to live. We don't know that yet. You know, we have no idea what the long-term effects of this are going to be. Only time can tell what that's going to end up being. But his body count might end up being higher than, and I don't mean it like, I'm not talking about body count like Bubba, okay? Y'all chill out. I'm talking about his kill count could end up being even higher than initially anticipated, because his actions could have long-term ramifications that could end up being the reason that some people pass away earlier than they were expected to.
And is there a business or entity nearby that in the area where the Catholic community was struck?
The closest place would be Planned Parenthood.
Okay. All right, thank you. We can take down Exhibit 15, and next I'm going to ask you to please pull up number 12.
Sorry, you guys are hearing Discord. I'm going to open Discord on my phone so that it can stop going off on my laptop.
While she's doing that, Detective, I'll ask you a pretty basic question. All of the locations that you've described for us so far, are they all located in the city of Waukesha?
Yes, they are.
County of Waukesha?
Yes, ma'am.
State of Wisconsin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, are you aware as to some drone footage being captured of the parade route the next day after the parade?
Yes, I am.
Who captured that footage?
1 second, guys. That's all I had to do.
Specialist Andy Schmidt.
Works for your department, sir?
Yes, he does in the evidence department.
Okay. And was the drone able to travel the length of the parade route?
This captures from the area where the people started being injured. We didn't capture the entire route.
Okay. And to your knowledge, sir, you've seen this video before, correct?
Yes, I have.
Is it a true and accurate depiction of the way Main Street looked on the morning of November 22, 2021 at about 9:56 a.m.?
Yes, it is.
By now, all of the injured have been removed from the scene, obviously.
Injured and deceased.
Okay, but there's still objects in the roadway,
Correct.
and investigators and other people can be seen in the drone footage?
Yes.
Okay. Move to admit number 12 and permission to publish, please.
Made position by you, Mr. Brooks.
Objection.
Your objection is noted. It's overruled. Exhibit 12 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
Okay, so again, we're going to start playing this, and I will ask Ms. Gussie to pause at various occasions so you can describe what we're seeing, but if you can just give us a general idea where we are right now, please.
So right now the drone would be sitting on pretty low to the ground on West Main Street, just west of Northwest Firestone.
And which direction is it facing?
It'd be facing west,
Okay.
the direction of the parade took.
Okay. And can you see or identify the business on the right-hand side?
That'd be Smart Asset Realty.
Okay. And can you tell us, I don't know if you could tell, what's on the left-hand side? Can you identify anything? there
Just
right
a little
now?
bit further up is Subway sandwich shop, and I know that the Vino Gelato is right next door to that.
Okay, that's kind of right above the roof of that vehicle that's parked there on the left, right? It's the Subway sign?
Correct.
Okay. All right, please play. And can you pause it here, please, at the 23-second mark? Was anybody struck in this area, sir,
Yes, this would be the area that Nicole White was struck.
with the Remax balloon?
Correct.
Okay. And now we got a better shot of the Subway there on the left?
Correct.
Okay, and on the right, past Asset Realty, there seems to be a tall building with some mirrored windows on the right. Do you see that?
Correct. That should be 220 West Main Street.
And what's located there, sir?
It's an apartment building, 5 levels, and we captured some video that was recorded on the top floor of that building.
Okay. All right, play. And we'll pause it at the 35-second mark. Was anybody struck in this area, sir?
This would be the area of the Waukesha South Band.
Okay. Play. And we'll pause it there. At the 59-second mark, what do we see here, sir? The businesses, identify, please.
There's a chocolate shop on the left, and then the Vino and Gelato is just on your left, and the front building on your left with the black roof is Martha Merrill's bookstore.
Okay. Was anybody struck in this area?
This would be the area that Buries Logistics was at.
Okay. Play. Gussie, you can just keep it playing. I'm going to talk, but you can keep it playing. It's at the 117 mark. What's that cross street here?
This would be Gasper Street.
Okay.
And that area there is where there were some spectators that were hit.
Okay. Thank you. Now we've just.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. They should start using a different media player. VLC isn't really the best one. They should use QuickTime or something because this is so laggy in a lot of different ways. Like it just keeps, pausing and skipping and pausing and skipping. I mean, it's still quality footage, but it's like it would be better if it was just able to just play consecutive, like straight up.
Cross Gasper?
Correct.
Okay.
It's also crazy seeing lawn chairs and stuff still sitting out there. You know, everybody just got out of there in a hurry. They weren't really, a lot of people weren't really thinking to grab their stuff before they got out of there.
And keep it plain, please, at the 157 mark. What businesses are we seeing here?
The joke shop is on your left, and the Waukesha Theater's on your right. That's the area that the Waukesha Blazers were in when they were hit.
Okay.
Oh, should look at that on the right. Somebody's doing a news report. Or it looked like they were. I don't know. Yep, still got
And now we're
strollers out
approaching the
there.
5 Points area, sir?
Correct.
All right. Was any group injured in this area?
This is where the Extreme Dance Club was when they were impacted.
Okay.
That was at 234.
Thank you, ma'am. At the 240 mark here, what's this business on the right?
Objection. Just for the record, who are the people off to the right?
You can question the witness during cross-examination, okay?
On the right, there's Mamadaki's and Chef Pam's kitchen.
Okay. And this is where we get that weird cross streets. That's why it's called 5 Points, right?
Correct.
And that's why everybody gets lost in downtown Waukesha, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I remember driving down this path and thinking to myself, wow, this place looks, it reminds me of Georgetown. I'm from Washington, D.C., so like, I love areas like this in different towns and stuff. We have one down here in Orlando, in Winter Park, Florida, around Rollins College. Reminds me of it. It's just like little
All right,
shops
now
and
we've
stuff.
gotten through the 5 Points. And what business is on the right, sir? We're at the 319 mark.
There's a Irish restaurant on the right, and then coming up ahead is a Steaming Cup. That's right on the corner, on the right corner. And then on the left corner would be People's Park, which is a restaurant.
And that's the Clark Hotel on the right?
Correct.
Okay. We'll pause it here at the 351 mark. Do you see a vehicle in the picture at this point, sir?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what unit that vehicle is associated with?
That's a support vehicle for Citizens Bank.
Is this the area where Jane Kulik was struck and killed?
Yes, just up in front of the vehicle on the right-hand side, there's 2 green hash marks that would be the location that she was found at.
Okay. Play, please. And you already mentioned that's the Steaming Cup on the right, correct?
Correct.
And there were some kids hurt on the corner there?
Yes, on this corner where the blankets were, there's 3 kids that were sitting there that were impacted.
Okay. Now, at this point, it's about 4:17, and the drone's gonna focus in on some skid marks on the roadway, is that right?
That is correct.
After further investigation, did these skid marks have any relevance to this investigation, sir?
We believe they have no relevance to this investigation at all.
But at the time, we weren't sure, correct?
Correct.
You know what I find really impressive is the investigative response to this situation, because this has never happened in Waukesha before, but yet they were able to, get together as a team and think to themselves, oh yeah, let's get a drone shot of the entire main street. Oh, let's bag this evidence, and this evidence will be important, and this, that, and the third. Like, really got detectives out here just being able to think on their feet like that. It's super impressive.
All right, now we're through that intersection. Did anything of significance occur in this area, sir? We're at the 5:17 mark of the video.
Yes, this is where the dancing grannies were at when they were impacted.
All right, can you please identify some of the businesses as we're going? Well, yeah, first, we just passed the white vehicle at the 5:23 mark. What was that, please?
That's the dancing grannies support vehicle.
Okay,
And then directly on the right in front of that is Donny Boy's, which
Okay.
is a bar. And then up a little bit further on your left-hand side is Curry Insurance.
okay, and we see Magellan's on the right with the big M,
Correct.
okay? And you said this is the area where the dancing grannies were impacted.
Yes.
Are you able to tell from this drone the area where the position of 3 of the deceased victims from the dancing grannies were located?
Yes,
As
I-
we go further.
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm asking a foundational question. All right, we'll go ahead and play, please. Pause. That's the 5:32 mark. Can you identify for us what we see here, please?
On the left-hand side, there's a pavement marking with green paint, and there's some towels that were used for giving medical aid and a lot of blood on the ground.
Do you know who was found at this location, sir?
Yes, I do.
Who was that?
Tamara Durand.
She's a deceased victim from the grannies?
Yes, she is.
Okay. How about on the left-hand side of the video, there's a building that I can read says Karate Studios. Do you see that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Was another victim of the dancing grannies found in that location?
Yes, there was.
And who was found in that position, sir?
Leanna Owens.
Okay. Please keep playing the video. That's Curry Insurance on the left. I can see the sign.
Correct.
Okay. And coming up will be the third position for one of the dancing grannies who suffered fatal injuries as a result of this incident, sir.
Yes.
Right there.
Correct.
Who was found in that location?
Virginia Sorensen.
Okay. Continue playing. What's the side street we're passing here?
Maple Avenue.
Okay. And what are we approaching here in this area, sir?
We're coming up to the area where Catholic Charities were impacted, and on the right, there's a building with, it's a one-story building with a black roof that goes around. That would be Planned Parenthood of Waukesha, or
Okay.
Wisconsin.
And now we're getting towards the end of Main Street here where it turns to Wisconsin Avenue?
That's correct.
Okay. There's a natural bend in the road to the left, right?
That is correct.
Dog leg left. Now we are past the point where anybody is further struck by the vehicle, correct?
That's correct.
No, nobody was injured in this location.
No, they were not.
We're approaching, if the video will go, we're approaching Veterans Park.
Correct. Veterans Park is directly in front. If you were not to not turn on the roadway, you would run into Veterans Park.
Right where that big tree is in the middle of the street.
Yes.
All right, I'm impatient, so I'm gonna have you describe for us as we turn the bend, what's the significance of this area, sir?
So in this area, when the vehicle that was hitting and killing all these people came up to the bend in the road, it turned to the left, and Officer Schulten was standing there, and he made the decision to use deadly force to attempt to stop the vehicle.
Okay, and that's this intersection here that we're seeing where the two squad cars are parked?
Yes, it is.
This is the area where Officer Schulten was standing when he fired at the defendant's vehicle?
Yes, it is.
All right, we can go ahead and stop it at the 8:01 mark, please. Thank you. Oh, wait, before you turn it off, it's kind of hard to see, and nobody probably will be able to read it, but maybe you if you look real close. In the upper left-hand corner, there's a date and time stamp on the drone video. Do you see that, sir?
Yes, I do.
Could you please read that?
It says 2021-11-22, and then it says 10:06, and I can't read the smaller numbers. So to me, that mean it was November 22nd, 2021 at 10:06.
That's the time this recording was made, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah, but we'll be turning to a new topic.
Yeah, actually, I don't have too much more with Detective Casey. I could probably finish my direct in about the next 10 or 15 minutes, Your Honor.
I'll let you finish the direct and we'll reserve cross for Monday morning.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Sir, I want to show you another item that's been marked as exhibit. Exhibit 141. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
You may. And made a few exceptions to that, sir.
Will I be awarded the same?
Mr. Brooks, we'll take that up later.
Sir, can you please identify number 141?
This is a list of everyone that is named victim in this case, which count it refers to, and the group that they are associated with.
Is that a summary of the testimony that you just provided, sir?
Judge, first, are we still looking at the video?
No, we can turn that off. Thank you. So your objection is, that is granted. Do you have an objection to the question that was asked? Okay, keep going.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And that's a document we created for use at this trial. Is that right, sir?
Yes,
Keep track of everybody.
correct.
And keep the counts all straight.
There's a lot of information to keep track of.
Okay. Move for admission of 141 and, yep, 141. I'm not going to publish that, Your Honor. Just want it in the record.
What's my position on that?
Is that a document?
Your objection is noted. It's overruled and the court will receive it.
Will I be able to view it?
A copy will be provided to you if it's not within the materials previously.
Now, Detective Casey, I would like to return back to your post on White Rock Avenue and Main Street on November 21 of 2021. And do you remember something happening around 4:35 p.m. that afternoon, sir?
Yes, I do.
What do you remember?
It was a normal day. It was windy out. It was cold. A little bit after 4 p.m., I heard on Channel 1, which is a primary channel that our road squads use. Squads being first, I heard a reserve officer call out that he was out with two people, and they reported that there was a fight down by the boat launch.
Okay. Did that draw your attention for any reason?
It was just a little bit north of my location, and I just wanted to make sure that I was aware in case somebody came my direction.
Okay. But you didn't leave your post?
I did not.
Okay. What do you remember happening next, sir?
They dispatched a number of squads there to attempt to locate this incident.
What did you do?
You know, I started just paying a little bit more attention. I stood up, I started looking in that direction just to try to be aware in case somebody came my way.
Okay. At some point, did you hear a radio transmission from Sergeant Warner?
I am aware of the transmission, but I did not hear it that day.
Okay. How did you become alerted to a problem?
It was about 4:37 p.m. I was standing up. I was sort of in the diagonal part of the intersection, and I heard a horn blaring, beep, 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 and that sort of like alerted me, trying to figure out what was going on White Rock in the staging area. So I started to look up that way.
Okay. What did you see?
At first, I didn't see anything, and then a few seconds later, I saw the people in the staging area start to spread apart, and within seconds, a red Ford Escape appeared to come through where the staging area was.
You saw this with your own eyes?
Yes, I did.
And did you see where the red Ford Escape went?
Yes, I did.
Where did it go?
Well, first it was coming down southbound. There was a vehicle that was stopped at the intersection in the lane that was supposed to turn to the left that was part of the parade. This vehicle went around that car and then made started to make a left-hand turn.
Okay. What action, if any, did you take?
You know, as soon as I heard the car beeping and I was alerted, I started to head towards the center of the intersection. As the vehicle continued at me, I ran to get in front of the vehicle to try to get it to stop.
What was going through your mind at this point?
I thought it was just a lost motorist, somebody that from the apartment building that wanted to get in their parking spot. You know, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes there's people that come through. They're impatient. What's going on? It's like it's a parade, and we have to tell them, hey, you can't be on the road right now. They always stop.
So you thought there was some innocent explanation at this point?
Correct. I thought I would get out in front of the car and he would just stop. We'd have a conversation and we'd safely get him off the parade route.
Okay. How did you try and stop the car, the Ford Escape?
Well, at first I was a little surprised that the vehicle kept coming at me because I'm in full police uniform. I'm standing in front of it and it started closing the distance pretty fast. So as the vehicle approached me, I started pounding on the hood.
So you were close enough to pound on the hood of the car?
Yes. I was in the roadway and the distance closed really fast.
Okay. How fast was the car traveling, would you say?
It could be 3 to 5 miles an hour, but in that area with all the people around and a vehicle that weighs 2,000 pounds against a person, I mean, it came upon me very fast and was very threatening.
Sure, but I mean, by the speedometer, it's not moving very fast, correct?
Correct.
At this stage?
Correct.
Okay. So you pound on the hood.
Correct.
Do you say anything?
I'm yelling stop and pounding on the hood and trying to get the person's attention so they can stop.
What happened?
The vehicle continued going. It like pushed right through me.
Were you struck by the car?
Yes.
How?
The vehicle contacted my body, and as it continued, I pushed down the left front of the vehicle.
Okay. And were you injured?
No.
Okay. Did you see the driver of the car as it raced past you?
Yes, I did.
Did you get a good look?
An excellent look.
Who was driving that car, sir?
Darrell Brooks, the defendant.
You're 100% sure of that?
1,000.
Was there anybody else in the car, sir?
Not that I saw.
I'd like to show you an item that's been marked as exhibit number 8, please. Tell me when it's up, please.
Okay.
Can I have that number again?
Yes, 8.
Thank you.
It is up.
What do you see on the screen, sir?
So this is a camera from Randy's Imports, which will be on the southwest corner where I was located at. There's a number of cars in the parking lot, and on the north side, you can see West Main Street, and there's a number of people that are on the sides of the roads that were spectators in the parade, and then there's people that were actually marching in the parade that you can see they have red shirts on.
You've seen this video clip before, sir?
Yes, I have.
Do you believe it's a true and accurate representation of the events of November 21, 2021?
Absolutely.
And this clip is about 28 seconds long, is that right?
Yes.
Move to admit and permission to publish number 8.
Mr. Brooks, any position on that?
Objection, relevancy.
Is that an objection?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your objection's noted, it's overruled. Exhibit 8 is received, permission to publish is granted.
Okay, please orientate us.
So this is the south right here. This would be looking to the north, and White Rock Avenue is in this area here. This here is Main Street.
Okay. On the, right near that arrow that you drew, near the top of the screen, it looks like there's a very bright light at the top of the screen. Do you see that?
The street lights?
No.
Or to the right?
To the, yep, right there. What's up in that area, sir?
That would be the squad cars that I had with me?
Okay. You have the red and blues on?
Correct, on both vehicles.
Okay, and that's what that light is in that area.
Yes.
Now, you scribbled all over this, but can you see yourself?
Not right now.
Not right now. Where do you remember standing?
So if the squad cars were by this circle right here,
Yep.
I would have been like right in this area to the left.
Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this, but I'm going to ask Ms. Gussie to put it in full screen because I'm not going to be pausing it or stopping it. I want to make sure we capture the whole top and bottom of this one. Okay?
We'll clear the annotations since this is a video.
So I'm going to play it through once, and we're just going to watch it, and then I'll ask you what we saw, and we can go back if we need to. Play.
Do you want me to talk while it's going on or after?
No, because I can't see the counter, so. Okay, we're gonna do that one again with the counter up so I can pause it and have you point out. So it's really hard to see what the heck we're supposed to be looking at on this one, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, so here we are, we're paused at, oh, you're gonna start, okay. That's okay.
So right by the flashing lights on the left-hand side, you'll suddenly see me come out with the orange vest on.
Pause, please. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Detective. Okay, we're pausing at the 8-second mark. Show us, circle where the jury's supposed to be looking right now. And what are we gonna see up there?
You should see me walk from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, slow speed at first and then speeding up towards the end.
You are, in other words, you picked up the pace.
Correct, and then shortly after, you will see the red Ford Escape come down the street here and traverse westbound on Main Street.
Okay, now, is this video good enough to see you actually pounding on the hood?
Unfortunately, this black pickup truck is blocking where that happened at. If that pickup truck wasn't there, you would be able to see it.
Okay, and just to remind us, you're in a bright fluorescent yellow safety vest, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay, play, please. Right there, is that you?
Yeah, that is me.
Okay, 12 seconds.
Okay, so I see him.
Circle yourself, please. We're paused at 12 seconds.
Yep, right there.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and play, please. There's a red SUV.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's it for Exhibit 8. I'm going to ask Ms. Gussie to pull up Exhibit 120. Tell me when it's on screen, please, sir.
The photo is up.
Okay. Have you seen this photograph before, sir?
Yes, I have.
This is State's Exhibit 120. Do you believe this photograph is a true and accurate representation of the events of November 21, 2021?
Yes, I do.
You've seen this photograph before, sir?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Just tell the jury what it's a picture of.
It's a picture of the Ford Escape that was involved in this incident and Darrell Brooks, the defendant, driving the vehicle.
Okay. Move to admit 120 and permission to publish.
Okay.
Your objection is noted, it's overruled.
Of course you
Exhibit
object.
120 is
Of
received.
course he objects. He's getting nervous now. He's like, oh no. Oh no, a picture that puts me in the driver's seat. I object. I object. Objection. No. Relevancy. No. No. It's too late, bro. It's over.
Received, permission to publish is granted.
I don't consent to being called that name or defendant.
Your objection is noted.
Objection for hearsay as well.
Oh my goodness.
Overruled.
Yep, there it is.
Okay, Detective, please help the jury see what we're supposed to see. Where is the red SUV? Dumb question.
So it looks like a person that's involved in the band. One of the band people are to your right in the center. And then right in the middle of the screen, you see a red vehicle. And then seated at the driver's seat is a gentleman with a white hoodie on.
And appears to be black facial hair, is that correct?
Correct.
Is that what Darrell Brooks looked like as he drove past you just a block or two earlier?
Objection. I do not consent to being called that name. I do not know anyone by that name, nor do I agree to being called that name. And it's hearsay.
It's not hearsay, your objection's overruled. You may answer, Detective.
He was so
Yes,
confident
that's
in
the
it,
defendant,
though.
Darrell Brooks, the person that drove past me and didn't stop when I tried to stop the vehicle.
Is that how he looked as he drove past you?
Yes, it is.
With the hood up?
To be honest with you, I don't remember the hood up when he went past me. It happened very fast. I could only see the outline of his face. I know some people later on say that they saw him with hair. When I saw the pictures with his hoodie up, it explained to me why I did not see his hair.
Okay. All right. Just let me consult here 1 second. I think I'm done for right now, Your Honor. I don't have any other questions for this witness at this time, Your Honor.
All right, so that's it for Detective Casey when it comes to the state examination. So on day 3, when we pick up day 3, that'll be the cross-examination of Detective Casey by Darrell Brooks, and apparently a lot of you love that one. I've never watched it in its entirety, but I know Detective Casey gives Darrell a hard time, makes everything super difficult for him, which is great. So I can't wait to get into that one. But that will do it for day 2. That is the last witness of day 2 of the Darrell Brooks trial. Next video, we're jumping into day 3. Day 2 was a doozy, man. That was long, but we're going to get into day 3, and we're going to keep this thing going. You guys have been awesome. Continue to like, share, and subscribe these videos. It helps out with the algorithm. And leave your comments in the comment section. I love it. Okay, that helps out with the algorithm too when you guys are interactive with the video. So keep doing what you're doing. You guys rock. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have had the best holiday ever this year. PLP, share it, spread it everywhere. Peace, love, and positivity. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.